Buenos dias and happy Father's Day to all the fathers, their children, and their parents. Bezrat Hashem, wishing you all a beautiful day. Rabbi Benchlouch brings the Gemara in Masechet Sotah that says, the Gemara in Masechet Sotah says that a person that has ge'ava, anyone that has a sense of haughtiness, levasof mitma'et, eventually they will be lowered. So we think of ourselves, or a person may think of themselves because of certain credits or certain abilities or certain achievements that there may be greater than everybody else. Says the Gemara, levasof mitma'et, eventually they're going to be lowered. How will that happen? Hashem has His ways. The Gemara also says that we learn it from one of the verses that speaks about high kernels of wheat, of shibolet, of wheat. Which are the ones that are reaped in when you harvest the field, when you're going and picking up all the crops. You're taking the ones that are the highest, meaning they're standing out. Oh, you're very high? Okay, you don't need to be here anymore. And so Rabbi Benchlouch also says that about David HaMelech. It doesn't make sense that David HaMelech, there's a pasuk that says, Ki tov yom bechatzerecha me'alef. We say that right before Mincha, and it's in the introductory, it's from Tehillim, and the Korbanot. One day bechatzerecha me'alef. It's one day in your courtyard is better than 1,000. What does that mean? That the HaKadosh Baruch Hu is telling David HaMelech, for me to hang out and hear your Tehillim and hear your Torah that you're studying, for me one day to hear the Torah of David HaMelech is better than 1,000 korbanot, offerings that are brought in the Bet HaMikdash by other people, by your son Shlomo. Even though Shlomo built the Bet HaMikdash, but David HaMelech, not that Shlomo was not great, God forbid, but David HaMelech had the greatness of being small in his ability or his relation to other people. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells him, Ki tov yom b'chatzerecha, one day in your chatzer, in your courtyard, even though you don't have the Bet HaMikdash and you're not bringing offerings and no sacrifices and all the great things that happen in the temple, not there, but you have your simplicity, you have your humility, and you turn yourself to me. That's the greatest Torah there ever could be. So now, it says Rabbi Benchlouch, how could that be then? Because there's another pasuk that says that David HaMelech compares himself to an animal. David HaMelech says, I don't know anything, I'm not valued at anything, and I'm considered like a behemah, like an animal, not even a domesticated animal. How could that be? If your Torah, your Tehillim is so much greater than all the korbanot, all the sacrifices in the Bet HaMikdash, how do you compare yourself to an animal? Says Rabbi Benchlouch, that's exactly the point, and that's exactly how we reach that value. Just like Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu also, HaKadosh Baruch Hu said the Gemara in Masechet Chulin that God acknowledged Avraham Avinu. I gave him acknowledgement, I gave him greatness. And what did Avraham Avinu say? V'anochi afar v'efer, I am like the dust of the earth. Same thing in Moshe ve'Aaron. Moshe takes us out of Mitzrayim. Aaron, the priest, what did they say? V'nachnu ma, we are like ma. Memhe. What is memhe? It's not even dust. It's, I don't know how to, what? It's nothing. It's basically not even dust. It's like the little semi-dusty particles that you may see when you shake off a linen or a blanket or something like that. It's not even that. That is what ma is. And David HaMelech also says, V'anochi tolad v'lo ish, I'm like a worm and not a human being. And only because they had that ability did they make space for Hashem. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu rests Himself where we make space for Him, and that's the greatness of David HaMelech. And so in relation to our service to Hashem, our relationship with Hashem, our tefillah, our thoughts, our words, our actions, our deeds, and the way that we see ourselves in relation to other people, when, like David HaMelech, Avraham Avinu, Moshe Rabbeinu, and Aaron HaKohen, when we lower ourselves, we're not the highest kernels, then we make space for ourselves to be with everyone else, including HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and that's the greatness of our blessing, and maybe the greatness of the blessing of a good father. So happy Father's Day, and beracha v'atzlacha.